Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I'm Anuja Kumar with the Midday News. The headlines. Government exempts basic customs duty on drugs and food specially imported to treat rare diseases. Rajasthan Human Rights Commission registers a case taking cognizance of badly affected health services due to strike by private hospitals and diagnostic centres. First G20 Disaster Risk Reduction Working Group meeting begins in Gandhinagar and second G20 Sherpa meet in Kerala. Russia stops sending information about missile tests to US. And Ram Navami, marking the birth of Lord Ram, being celebrated in several parts of the country. And now the news in detail. The central government has exempted all drugs and food for special medical purposes imported for personal use for treatment of all rare diseases from the basic customs duty. The exempted drugs and food are listed under the National Policy for Rare Diseases 2021. Finance Ministry said to avail this exemption, the individual importer has to produce a certificate from the Central or State Director Health Services or the Civil Surgeon of the district. The ministry said the government has fully exempted pembrolizumab, Keytruda, used in treatment of various cancers from basic customs duty. The medicines generally attract basic customs duty of 10%, while some categories of life-saving drugs and vaccines attract concessional rate of 5% or nil. The ministry said government has been receiving many representations seeking customs duty relief for drugs and medicines used in treatment of rare diseases. Union Health Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandavia today said that the first priority of the government is to provide quality medicines at affordable prices to all the citizens. That is why government has opened Jan Aushadhi Kendras all over the country. Dr. Mandavia was interacting with the media during his visit to Pradhan Mantri Jan Aushadhi Kendra at Jakhan in Dehradun. He also inspected the medicines available in the Kendra. He is on a 2-day visit to Uttarakhand. The minister said the Jan Aushadhi Kendras have provided much relief to the common man. Appreciating the Prime Minister for taking this initiative, he said, today the costliest medicines for treatment of cancer and other diseases are available at the lowest cost. Dr. Mandavia said, now the rich or poor, every person can purchase medicines from these Kendras at affordable prices. Dr. Mandavia has left for Chamoli district, where he will visit Mallari village and see the progress of various development programs in the vibrant village. In Rajasthan, the State Human Rights Commission has registered a case taking cognizance of badly affected health services due to the strike of private hospitals and the diagnostic centres. The Commission has ordered the Registrar of the Rajasthan Medical Council and the Principal Secretary, Health, to submit a factual report in this regard. The Commission has also appealed to the doctors to return to their duties. Regarding the strike, the state government in a statement said a bill has been passed considering that no person should be troubled due to lack of treatment. Only few doctors are creating confusion about the bill, which is baseless. Health services in the state are badly affected due to the strike since last 12 days. Doctors' associations are opposing the Right to Health Bill, which were passed in the Rajasthan Assembly last week. The first G20 Disaster Risk Reduction Working Group meeting under India's G20 presidency began at Gandhinagar in Gujarat today. Principal Secretary to the Prime Minister, Dr. P.K. Mishra, and Minister of State for Communications, Devu Singh Chauhan, inaugurated the meeting. Around 100 delegates from the G20 member countries, invitee countries, and from 9 international organizations are participating in the 3-day event. 5 priority areas have been identified for the meeting, which include early warning for all, resilient infrastructure, and improving national system for financing disaster risk reduction. Addressing the gathering, Dr. P.K. Mishra said that in its G20 presidency, India has accorded the disaster risk reduction a high priority.
The G20 platform offers us a unique opportunity to exercise our imagination and find innovative ways to address the problem of disaster risk in a holistic manner. We have the opportunity to also take the conversation outside this room and coverage and converse with conversations on other themes of global concern being discussed at G20.
On the occasion, Minister of State for Communications Devu Singh Chauhan said that disasters adversely affect the development goals and disrupt progress. In view of this, making disaster risk reduction is imperative.
G20 has the opportunity to take a leadership role in helping the world. We should aim to achieve targets enshrined in the Midday framework for disaster risk reduction. I am sure that this new working group will provide the much needed impetus in this regard. Our Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji emphasizes on proactive rather reactive and use of future technologies handling natural disasters.
The second Sherpa meeting of the G20 summit under India's presidency began at the idyllic village of Kumarakom in Kerala. Over 120 delegates from G20 member nations are participating in the event, being chaired by India's Sherpa Amitabh Kant. The meeting will bring together 9 invitee countries and various international and regional organizations. During the 4-day meet, the delegates will hold multilateral discussions on G20's economic and developmental priorities, besides addressing contemporary global challenges. 2 side events also began as part of the Sherpa meet, one on digital public infrastructure and the other on green development. The event on Digital Public Infrastructure, or DPI, will deliberate on India's experience and leadership in building an inclusive and effective implementation of DPIs for enabling the meaningful delivery of public and private services. A digital experience zone set up as part of the event will showcase the country's success story in solving societal and service delivery problems using DPI and will also demonstrate various digitization initiatives built on it. The event on green development is being held in the backdrop of the urgent need for a revamped and reinvigorated international enabling environment that strongly supports low carbon growth for all. It will aim to galvanize G20's efforts to facilitate sustainable finance and promote demand-driven and scalable development solutions tailored to local conditions. This is All India Radio, giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
Northeast Diary program, broadcast every Thursday at 5:30 p.m. brings very interesting and enchanting stories from the 8 Indian states of Northeast India. Northeast Diary this week, on the 30th of March 2023, brings an exclusive interview with Mr. Richard Asoso, Chief Marketing Officer and PRO of a Kohima-based IT firm. Looking forward to seeing you there.
Welcome back to the Midday News on All India Radio. Union Home Minister Amit Shah today attended the 113th convocation ceremony of Gurukul Kangri University at Haridwar. The minister presented the degrees and medals to the passing out students of the university on completion of their degrees and their outstanding achievements. Addressing the convocation, Mr. Shah said, in the new education policy, primary education will be given in the mother tongue.
मोदी जी ने नई शिक्षा नीति के अंदर मातृभाषा के महत्व को प्रस्तावित किया है। उन्होंने प्राथमिक शिक्षा मातृभाषा में होगी, त्रिभाषा का सूत्र भी दिया है और आने वाले दिनों में मातृभाषा से पढ़े हुए मेधावान छात्र समग्र देश और विश्व का कल्याण करें, इस प्रकार का एक रास्ता उन्होंने प्रशस्त किया है। मातृभाषा के अंदर 10 राज्यों के 20 इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेजों में हिंदी, तमिल, कन्नड़, तेलुगु, मराठी और बांग्ला में इंजीनियरिंग की पढ़ाई लिखाई शुरू हो चुकी है।
Chief Executive Officer of NXP Semiconductors, Kurt Sivers, met Prime Minister Narendra Modi. In a tweet today, Mr. Modi said they discussed the transformative landscape in the world of semiconductors and innovation. He said India is emerging as a key force in these sectors, powered by the talented youth of the country. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will attend the Combined Commanders Conference 2023 in Bhopal on Saturday. The three-day conference of military commanders started today on the theme Ready, Resurgent, Relevant. During the conference, deliberations will be held over a varied spectrum of issues pertaining to national security, including jointness and theaterization in the armed forces. Preparation of the armed forces and progress in defense ecosystem towards attaining Atmanirbharta will also be reviewed. The conference will witness participation of commanders from the three armed forces and senior officers from the Ministry of Defense. Inclusive and informal interaction will also be held with soldiers, sailors and airmen from the Army, Navy and Air Force. The Prime Minister will also flag off the Vande Bharat Express train between Bhopal and New Delhi at Rani Kamlapati railway station in Bhopal on Saturday. Vande Bharat Express has redefined passenger travel experience in the country. The new train being introduced between Rani Kamlapati railway station, Bhopal and New Delhi railway station will be the 11th Vande Bharat train in the country. The indigenously designed train set of Vande Bharat Express is equipped with state-of-the-art passenger amenities. It will provide faster, comfortable and convenient travel experience to the rail users, boost tourism and promote economic development in the region. Ram Navami is being celebrated with religious fervor and enthusiasm in several parts of the country today. The festival marks the birth of Lord Ram, the seventh incarnation of Lord Vishnu. Ram Navami is celebrated on the 9th day of the Chaitra month. President Draupadi Murmu has extended her greetings to the fellow citizens on the occasion of Ram Navami. In a message, the President said that celebrated as the birth anniversary of Lord Ram, the festival teaches the message of selfless service. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has also greeted everyone on the auspicious occasion. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said, "The life of Maryada Purushottam, Lord Ram, is based on sacrifice, austerity, restraint and determination, will remain the inspiration of humanity in every era." A senior Russian diplomat has said that Moscow will no longer inform the US about its missile tests. Russian Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Ryabkov said that Moscow has halted all information exchanges with Washington after previously suspending its participation in the last remaining nuclear arms pact with the US. Along with the data about the current state of the country's nuclear forces, the parties also have exchanged advance warnings about test launches. Such notices have been an essential element of strategic stability for decades, allowing US to correctly interpret each other's moves and make sure that neither country mistakes a test launch for a missile attack. Ryabkov's announcement followed US officials' statement that Moscow and Washington have stopped sharing biannual nuclear weapons data that were envisaged by the New START treaty. A court in Pakistan has issued non-bailable arrest warrant for former Prime Minister Imran Khan in a case related to alleged threats made to a woman judge. Islamabad-based judicial magistrate Malik Aman, presiding over the hearing, rejected a plea by Khan's counsel to grant him exemption from in-person appearance. The judge issued a non-bailable arrest warrant against the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf chief and directed the authorities to present him before the court on 18th of April. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Government exempts basic customs duty on drugs and food specially imported to treat rare diseases. Rajasthan Human Rights Commission registers a case taking cognizance of badly affected health services due to strike by private hospitals and diagnostic centers. First G20 Disaster Risk Reduction Working Group meeting begins in Gandhinagar and second G20 Sherpa meet in Kerala. Russia stopped sending information about missile tests to US. And Ram Navami, marking the birth of Lord Ram, being celebrated in several parts of the country. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsoneir.gov.in. And with that, we end the Midday News.